Traitor Meliodas got his holy relic. Yeah. Yeah. There it is. He uses the new demonic beast materials, of course, and it is quite good. So, for this video, you already saw the title and the thumbnail. We're going up against all the demonic beasts. But to make the video not obscenely long for no reason, I'm gonna skip to the 3rd floor of the easy demonic beasts. That would be bird, deer, and dog. They are just very easy. And I'll see you there. This is the team I'm gonna be using for bird, because why not? Okay, this is not the 3rd floor, but phase 4 of bird is notoriously, you know, that one that you need to crack down. And let's see what Meli can do here. So now I'll talk about his relic in a bit, but I mean, I don't want to level 2. I want level 1. So let's just level 1 first, and then we can give him the buffs. Okay, that was a little anticlimactic. This phase is interesting. That was a little bit better. There's a look better. Yeah, with the Gaffer buffs. The relic looks good. Yeah, I like it. Alright, so let's talk about what the relic does. On top of what his passive already did, which was, you know, whenever an ally used a single target, he got a all stat buff of 6% for 5 turns. He now gets a 5% attack related stat increase to his own attack. It's not a separate buff, it's just an increase to his own stat. So it's not like an extra buff for his amplify. Up to 25%. So 25% attack related stats added in to his damage. And every time he attacks, I'm pretty sure it's any attack, now he cleanses 1 debuff of each ally. And he still has the 40% damage reduction cap that he used to have. So, is he... This is going to be the biggest question, right? Is he better than Demon King Meli? I don't know. We definitely need to give him a try here, right? Is the actual attack related stats, the, you know, further cleansing, because Demon King Meli does 1 debuff cleanse per turn. Right, that's his cap of the cleansing. Can't go above that. But Meli could potentially like full cleanse a whole team, if so needed. Now, I will say, there's cases and cases. Like here, I would have rathered having Demon King Meli's cleanse, because then I'll be able to start the turn with the Gaffer card. But, so let's do the single target. I don't know if it is, I couldn't test before, but let's see if it actually cleanses. Alright. And if you open the relic, you'll see the stack. So he has 3 stacks of the attack related stats right now. Now let's do this. So is it any card? It's the AoE. You have to do the AoE to cleanse. I wonder why they decided to go with that, because opening the turn with the AoE isn't ideal. You would generally be better off opening your turn with the single target to get a buff out of it than opening it with the AoE. Yeah, you saw the cleanse and taking place once he did the AoE. So he's capped right now. You have 25% attack related stats. Let's I kinda wanna save his cards. Let's rank up with Gaffer. And then let's do this, and this. I'll keep at least his single target for the next phase to see how much damage he does. He's definitely going to do damage cap. I have no doubt about that. I brought the one ultimate. I know you guys probably like, oh, why didn't you use the new Ascanor? He's gonna have his own video. Alright, I can't blow 2 videos in one here. He's getting his own video. Also, the one ultimate is still really good for this specific role, right? He's not as good in PvP as a new Ascanor, but for this, he's just as good. Alright, boom. Let's do this. That's a kill. So that counts as the AoE, so that did cleanse. Obviously damage cap. I mean, I don't think there was any contention if it was gonna be or not. Alright, got the deer. I've been saying this ever since Traitor Melee released. Back in 2021. Okay, maybe not, because when did Deer come out? Deer came out after Traitor Melee, so maybe that's incorrect. But ever since Deer came out, I am not a fan of using dark or light units in this fight. The one ultimate might be the only exception because it does a second hit, but I'm not a big fan because of the color wheel. Aside from that, you know, Traitor Melee is godlike still, like the 40% damage reduction. He hits very hard. The one thing you can say is that, like, for example, phase 2, I can actually start with Traitor Melee attacks, so it's not a big deal for him. But like, the issue is always phase 4, because in phase 4 you have to do a full wheel, and Melee cannot, you know, do anything about that. He can't really help there. Let's do this. Yeah, let's waste this card as well. Can't waste the Zeldris card. I brought Zeldris instead of Albedo because I don't want her to steal the show. Like, if I brought Albedo, she could very well steal the show from Melee, but I don't want to do that. Okay. Yeah. Like, right here, I can do this, right? And I will, just because I can. So, boom, boom. And then the blue-red. Melee's gonna rip through. I mean, he's gonna get damage capped, right? That's the one thing. Like, Melee would be hitting super hard right here, but he can't because the damage cap on Deer is so low, right? That's fine, right? We're slowly approaching phase 4, and by then, Melee's gonna have the 40% damage reduction on us. So it's like, I am super confident that we're gonna be okay regardless of what happens. I mean, we have Yorm, so that also helps. let's just do this. I'm just gonna pop full Melee cards, because again, he does not contribute to the last phase in that first wheel. After that, then yeah, he's gonna do something. But I might as well wipe my whole hand of Melee cards, and then next phase. Are you kidding me? That didn't kill? It's because if you attack more than once, you lose the Yorm passive. If not for that, he would have killed. Yeah, Yorm has a little quirk about her. There's no point for me to keep Melee's ult because you know how phase 4 is. And I got the passive where you lose the ult gauge. So probably the worst you can get. Alright, this will kill. Trying to take away the Yorm card as well. Boom. Look, we got... Did we not get the 5 stacks of damage reduction? Well, it doesn't matter. I'll get it right now. Or I won't, because these are all AoEs. Damn, that's so unlucky. Well, 40%, 32%. It's still damage reduction, right? So, okay. I would like to not start with Yorm. Let's start with Zeldris here. And then we do this. Yep. We can finish with Melee. Right? Attacking with Melee here is not good because we get corrodes. This is what I'm saying. Like, Deer, light and dark characters will always be a negative for me because of just the way the fight is designed. And I personally think when they designed this fight, they wanted to keep Melee in check. Because Melee dominated Bird. Absolutely dominated. That was the hardest fight at the time. And then when Deer came out, a bit of a coincidence that it just so happened that the fire is designed to punish Melee. You know, a bit of a coincidence, if you will. So let's do this. So red, green. I think Yorm is gonna drop under 30, but not kill. So I'm gonna go in with Melee after. and to try and finish, but if that doesn't work, then Zeldris goes after. And then we will have the full damage reduction. Okay. She did less damage than I expected. That's fine. That's fine. It's not ideal at all, but it's fine. If she did like 2% more damage, it would have been pretty good, but she did not. So here's the issue here, right? We don't have Yorm cards, and the next card is supposed to be red, but we can remove the buffs with Yorm, because she has a buff removal card, and I solely believe that Meli with no damage increase will kill on a deer that is stat increased. And then Zeldris can finish it off. That's just how hard Meli hits. With no damage increase, which by the way is a big feat. Yeah, see how much Zeldris hits? With no damage increase, I didn't have a single target, so maybe I should have AoE'd with Meli. It might have killed. Obviously, if I had a Yorm card, it would have been guaranteed kill there. But now I have to wait. So, do I? Can I not do, No, I have to wait, right? Years later, I still hate how this phase is designed. Terrible design, but, you know, it is what it is. I lost all the buffs because I couldn't attack. Yep. Yeah, with no buffs, Meli isn't gonna hit that hard. Gald, on the other hand. Dogs time, and of course I brought in the big guns. Freya, I actually almost forgot about Freya. You know, it's been a while since I actually done dogs with a team that allowed him, because most characters that release now, they end up being like very restrictive with what race characters you can use. Good thing about Meli is when he came out back then, there was very little of these characters that were very restrictive. Like Meli, you can use him with any team, any unit, it doesn't really matter, right? So, yeah, that really helps him, right? Because if you think like a character like Demon King Meli, you can use Freyr with him if you want to maximize his shtick, right? But in any case, we got Freyr to help us out as well. So already we got 5 buffs in the first turn here because of the attack related stat buff. How much attack does Meli have? Can I check? Why does it? It just shows up weird places. 50k. All right. Let's do this. I'm just gonna straight up pop his single targets and then his AOE because I actually rather have the Escanor cards for the next phase. That is pretty good damage. This phase is no slouch. Like phase 1 of floor 3. It's not obviously, you know, a newer demonic beast, but it's not a joke either. Right here, he got frozen. We can cleanse, but I'll have to waste the Meli ult. I think we can kill here with our Escanor, and then Escanor shows up next phase. He's gonna get the ult gauge from the single target. Or the attack card from Tonar. Unfortunately, the ultimate from Tonar doesn't give it, but it's fine. This will cleanse, well, it would cleanse Freyr, but it doesn't matter. Do we just pop the AoEs? I think we do. I think we do. Ult is still quite strong. It doesn't have like a crazy effect because you can't like lower the enemies. Ah, it's not gonna kill. I was really hoping Meli would kill them. Oh well. Dogs is very easy, right? I did this all so fast. We didn't get his max damage reduction. I mean, this turn I didn't even do a single target, so couldn't get it there, but Dogs is so fast. We couldn't even max out his damage reduction. But you know, melee hitting hard like that in combination with Ascanor is what allows it to happen. Alright. Time for the difficulty to start with Snake. I think it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, it's Snake time. I mean, with all the OP characters we have now, even though we're not using the proper Snake team, because that would be goddesses, it doesn't matter that much. Right? We can still have a decent run with these, I would say like, semi-optimal characters, right? DN giving us big basic stats. Zeldris, again, big basic stats. And Meli, crazy damage reduction. He himself is a crazy damage dealer. And that should get us fine. Okay, gonna get that damage reduction up quick. Let's do a double Zeldris attack here. It should kill. It should kill. Nice. Did they change it so that Zeldris still removes the ult gauge if he kills someone? Let me check. Because like the animation is looking like he does. That would be huge for him. I think he did. Wow, that's such a good change for him. Alright, I'm just gonna pop. No stance removal on my hand, so I'm just gonna pop this. My only stance removal is Meli, which is not ideal. But we'll make do with what we have. Yeah, my only stance removal is Meli's ult. Yeah, Demon King Meli beats him in this regard, right? He has a plethora. Oh, he's dead. Oh! I cannot believe he survived. Damn. Alright, let's do this. This. Not having a stance from the end is quite unfortunate. But we should be alright. No stance again, but we can remove his stance, because this should be the turn. Oh, this is not the turn that he stances. Okay. Here's my question. Does the cleanse come before or after the attack? Because if it's before, I'm gonna cleanse it. I am counting on it being before. If it's after, that's unfortunate. And that's just unfortunate for the design of the character. Alright. It does cleanse before. Good design. Always better design when a character does an action before the attack, not after. Always better. We stack max damage reduction. Honestly, I'm really thinking how long do I want this video to be? Because Snake without the goddess team is gonna take a while. Maybe I should do what I just did for the others and skip to floor 3. Just skip floor 2 and I do floor 1 and 3 for Snake. I think that's fine. Floor 2 is, I think, easier than floor 1 for Snake, personally. I think for the sake of time, I should do that. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. Should have been holding more. Should have held the level 3 card for the end. Actually, that was kind of dumb. I should have done like the Zeljas or something, because these level 1s aren't gonna let me just like win here. But whatever. I'm not gonna one-turn him. That's what I'm trying to say because of that. But that's fine. He's gonna get the attack related stab buff. I want to see how much he does to me with all the damage reduction. Did the end get a single stance in this whole run? I don't think she did. That's not bad. He got both attack related stab buffs, and honestly the damage was not that bad. Alright. Zeldris would kill. LR Zeldris. Love him for this fight. Alright, I want to show just the stats here at the end of this second phase in the boss. I haven't gotten a single Liz card in like 7-8 turns, so that's just epic. That's just epic. But the stats are just absurd. The end with almost 50k attack stat, because we have, you know, 3 characters that buff basic stats by 30%, which is the whole idea of this team, right? With the Holy Relic for Zelda, stuff like that. And Meli here is also giving us the forever 40% damage reduction. And he himself is super strong. 86,000 attack. It's really absurd. Like, in terms of stats, it's just absurd. Let's heal as much as we can with what we have, because Liz is taking a nap for the past few hours. She hasn't gotten used for several turns, which is great. But we go to phase 3. Sorry, floor 3, whatever. We have now 2 Pierce cards, Meli and DN. So it shouldn't be too hard to get the bar down. I don't think we can like kill him in one phase like we do with goddesses, unfortunately. But we do this, and then we slowly start getting Pierce cards, so that we can just in one swoop lower his full bar, or we could get ults, right? Either one or the other, right? If you can't do the Pierce cards, do the ults. But I think the Pierce cards are more reliable. Okay. I can do this. Zeldris is quite annoying, but whatever. Okay. Wow. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When the end does that, it makes it a lot easier to get this phase done. Let's just pop him, right? I'll pop the Liz ult, then this, and then I guess I'll pop the Meli AoE, even though we don't need it. I forgot that listen, I thought that he just seals whatever card you do first, so he would seal ults. I forgot that's not how it works. It's fine. Thank God for resetting the game, dude. Alright, so at this point I decided to speed up the footage because this phase, and I mean all of the next whole demonic beast, just takes so long. And one thing I realized between, you know, finishing up Snake and doing the whole of Squirrel, which I'll tell right now. Traitor Melee, obviously, if you're gonna use him, you are replacing Demon King Melee, right? That's essentially what you're doing. You're replacing a slot that was already filled by Demon King Melee. You're not adding to the team, you are replacing, right? And I think Demon King Melee is still better for all of the current hard activities in the game than Traitor Melee. They do different stuff, right? Traitor Melee is giving you the 40% damage reduction, and I feel like the Relic didn't add enough to make him do anything further than that. As in, 25% attack related stats is cool, and the cleanse with the AoE, that's alright, but you are replacing a guaranteed every turn first debuff cleanse for that, right? You're just changing a cleanse for the other, and especially on the Squirrel run, it's incomparable how much better the Demon King Melee cleanse is than the Traitor Melee cleanse. The cleanse in itself is already way better there. And then the damage. The damage from Traitor Melee just isn't as consistent as Demon King Melee. You're giving, oh, you know, Demon King Melee, he only does good damage on that first hit, but on that first hit, he hits hard, man. And the thing is, yeah, Traitor Melee, you can think, oh, but he's going to be consistent because, you know, as long as you have buffs, the Amplify is going to do a lot of damage. Well, a lot of characters from these teams have AoEs, man. And they're not giving him the buffs. A lot of the time, I was just either very low on buffs or had no buffs. And, I mean, on Squirrel, I rarely had full buffs. Like, it was just, it was mainly Melee getting removed all the buffs, and he hardly ever did good damage. So yeah, Traitor Melee unfortunately I think is worse than Demon King Melee in all of the difficult, like all the demonic beasts. I think Demon King Melee is still better. Demon King Melee has the self rank up as well. He lowers defense related stats. He like for Snake, like the biggest thing is he removes stance. And I mean, yeah, Traitor Melee also removes stance with the ultimate, but you can't deny, like, it's way more consistent to remove it with Demon King Melee. It's again incomparable. So much better, Demon King Melee. So unfortunate, you know, Traitor Melee, I think it's a relic that we all collectively were really hoping was gonna be game changing, but I genuinely don't think so. It's just, the problem is not Traitor Melee, the problem is Demon King Melee. Demon King Melee is just such an unbelievably good unit. You know, he was designed as the first UR festival, right? Being a UR means nothing, but the thing is that every Meliodas festival is better than every character that has released before him. It's just how it is. Whenever they release a Meliodas festival, that's what happens, right? And I think that because he was also the headliner for this new kind of thing they're doing with the UR festival, they also went ham on him. Because, like, yeah, Arthur is a really good PvP character, but, you know. And then Gaffer, I mean, Gaffer is a rank up unit. But then, you know, you have also Ascanor, which is very good, but Demon King Melee, like, the whole, everything he's doing, the design is crazy, right? So, yeah, Traitor Melee just doesn't do as much damage. And I think that, yeah, the 40% damage reduction, yeah, that's cool. But it's not good enough. So, right here, so this is the team I went with for Squirrel. And if you're skipping True Squirrel, I'm sorry, I had a whole spiel. But I guess I'll somewhat reiterate. This is my team I went with because I was like, okay, if I have Glocks and Melee, dude, I'm gonna be so tanky. Which is true. I was obscenely tanky. Like, this team is so tanky. If you're talking about damage from the Squirrel alone, you can go with any gear you want, because Squirrel is quite the hard activity. Like, it really is. It is obviously the most recent, you know, demonic beast. He hits you really hard. on floor 2, floor 3. So people have been running like crit defense gear, crit resistance gear, but I find that when I use Glocks, I don't have to, because Glocks, his defense related stat buff is good enough, right? Especially with Valencia as well. Glocks plus melee is like, you're so tanky. Problem is, and here's the problem. That doesn't matter. Not in this fight. Because, especially, that was very apparent in floor 3. You're racing against time in floor 3 a lot of the time. Because you need to kill the wood, right? You need to kill the wood pieces before he decides to move again in floor 3. And melee, his damage is garbage. His damage is so bad in comparison to Demon King melee. Demon King melee can one-shot the woods with a level 3 single target. Like, yeah, okay, if I'm doing level 3 single target for DK melee's self-ranking up those level 3 single targets. He's getting them like it's nothing, right? Melee, on the other hand, you gotta deal with level 1s, and here's the thing. Here's the worst part. Every phase that passes with Skrull, he removes all your buffs. So every phase that passes, melee goes back to square one with those buffs. Okay. Liz is an AoE and a blue card. Glocks is a single target and an AoE. Valencia has a single target in AoE. Melee has a single target in AoE. The ratio of cards that give him buffs here is quite bad. So Melee's Relic should have given him buffs even if the allies AoE. Honestly, like that would have been so helpful for him. So helpful. It really sucks. It really sucks that I have to say that I just genuinely don't think this Melee Relic is worth running. Because like apart from difficult activities, like where are you running this melee? Nowhere, right? You're not running this melee anywhere. So I don't even know if it's worth making this relic, to be honest. I mean, if you really like the character, sure. But like, if you really like melee, you can run Demon King melee. You have to run one or the other anyways, right? So, in terms of everything, he is worse than DK melee in every way. And there's nothing else I can say about that. He just is. I can see the argument. If you don't have Valencia, the 40% damage reduction could be good. Because if you don't have Valencia, you can't run Glocks. You have to run King and Merlin. And at that point, maybe the 40% damage reduction could be good. But the cleanse from Demon King melee is so much better. And I want to get to floor 3 so I can show. But I had to do multiple attempts in floor 3. I was stuck in floor 3 for like hours. And one thing that killed a lot of my runs was Petrify. The boss petrifies you, right? And a lot of the time, he AoEs right after, so he breaks all the Petrify. Not only Petrify removes all your buffs, so melee has to restart from square one every like 2 turns. But sometimes he doesn't AoE, and so you just get petrified. And that can happen several times in a row. It sucks. It sucks. But the race against time thing is the worst. A lot of the time, again, in floor 3, you need him to move to a specific log. And I'm gonna be honest, I thought I knew what the gimmick for this boss was in floor 3, where if you apply 3 debuffs, in the first phase he goes to the right log, and then he stays there for 2 turns, and then he moves to the left log. Even if you re-debuff him again, he still moves. But there have been times where he just didn't. So I don't know if I'm wrong about that, someone can let me know. But there is some consistency to the boss, and that consistency is he is gonna go to the right wood, and then after that, he's gonna move to the left wood. So you need to kill the left wood before he moves, or you're gonna give him stats. Or does he stat lower you? One or the other. I think he gives himself stats. So you need to do that. Like, you need to get the wood killed, or you're gonna lose. It's impossible to kill that wood with melee. It's impossible. I think the only way I could is if I replace Glocks with Schultz here. But I would argue that if I'm gonna replace Glocks for a DPS character, I would much rather keep Glocks as my defense support and replace Traitor melee for Demon King melee. So, no matter how you spin it, bottom line is, unfortunately, the Relic just isn't strong enough. I think that they have gone harder on the Relic and made it like actually competitive with Demon King melee? I guess, but I think that the real problem is that Demon King melee is just too good. Like, legit, Demon King melee is just legit too good. So, yeah, I want to get to floor 3 so I can show the petrification, because it's hilarious. Like, you can see, like, a lot of the time I don't have melee max stacked because I just can't. Especially with this boss being so finicky with what cards you can and can't use at specific moments. A lot of the time, you know, it's not like I can just pop the single targets. He removes buffs right there, so it's super sick, by the way. I don't know why he's attacking melee, by the way. He should be attacking Liz. She has like 200,000 less health than him, but whatever. Because I'm using like full defense gear on her, so she has the least health. Whatever. Yeah, he hardly has full buffs. One of the buffs, a lot of the times, like, you might see him with 5 buffs, but one of them is going to be like the defense buff, or the attack related stat buff from the ultimate, you know? It's, yeah. And it's mainly because, again, not only the boss removes buffs, but the team is lacking on single targets quite a bit. So, the floor 3, right? Floor 3 was very difficult for melee. I decided to not move him in the first phase, because I only have 2 phases, right? So I was like, okay, let me get the Liz ult so I can give melee attack related stats as fast as possible. So I was also like, okay, do I just not move him again and then go for melee ult? But then let's move him. Let's move him to the right. And then we can start working on killing the left log. But he didn't. So, does he only move to the right log if you ask him to move in the first turn? If it's second turn, does he not move? Doesn't matter. I still need to kill the left log, so whatever, right? At this point, Demon King melee would have killed the left log, because he would have got a level 3. And it's fine, because I made it my way here and got it to not move to the left in time. That not killing pissed me off. It was like, if he moves to the left log and I'm messing this up, I'm gonna be super pissed. But this is after like several attempts. Okay? I kept getting stuck in the first phase because he would move to the left log, not move anymore, and then the stats would keep lowering or increasing, I don't know. I think he lowers your stats. Regardless, doesn't matter. He punishes you. That's what matters, right? So yeah, a lot of the things the Demon King melee does, I think I haven't appreciated enough. The sheer amount of damage that guy can do. See, I'm petrified, and I wasn't even stun locked by that because I had it happen to me so many times that it didn't matter. And then if you are typing in, but you know that's not melee's fault that you got petrified, Demon King melee would auto cleanse. That's the problem. One, having a cleanse on an AoE card, which is very specific. He should have had that cleanse on any card, but Demon King melee has it on the starter turn. Traitor Melee has on the AoE card. Again, very specific for no reason. It should have just been whenever you attack. Valenti, whatever card you use cleanses a debuff from every ally. So Liz didn't take damage because she was tanky enough not to, so she didn't get cleansed. So that's cool. But Valenti cleanses her, so that's good. Man, I did this a couple hours ago. This run, this was recorded a couple hours ago. I just had flashbacks of playing this. It was dreadful, and my damage was terrible. It took my buffs got removed, so that's cool. Now I need him to move left, and Traitor Melee's ult hits super hard. So if I get him to move left, and he didn't, so that's sick. That's not Melee's fault per se, but like, Squirrel is fun. By the way, every single turn that passes, you know, and I have debuffs on me, like right there, I shouldn't have a debuff, because if I had Traitor Melee, sorry, if I had a Demon King Melee, I wouldn't have it. I guess I could have done the Melee AoE, but like, I don't want to do the Melee AoE right now. Like, I want to use a different card. And then I'm like, I don't know what to do here. Do I need to debuff him 3 times? I don't know. I've never had this happen to me. Every time I've done this goddamn bastard, if I debuff him 3 times, he moves left in the first turn. So I don't know why he decided this time he was gonna move right. Oh, he moved middle now. So cool. I genuinely don't know, because I think it's not RNG, and I'm just wrong. But every time I've done this beast, and it's quite a bit, ever since Valenti came out, I've done it. Because it's easy, or easier. It's easy with Demon King Melee. When I get to this phase, and I triple debuff, he moves left. But this time he didn't. So, out of all the times I've done this beast, this is the one time that he didn't do what I thought he did. So that was very inconvenient. Anyways, Valenti cleansed Melee because he can't cleanse himself. So, and he lost all his buffs. So he did no damage with a level 3 card. Like, yeah, that was an AoE, but Demon King Melee AoE would have done, like, level 3 would have done a ton of damage there. And unfortunately, he doesn't self-cleanse with single targets, so I had to pop the AoE to get at least 1 cleanse off. Yeah, there's... I don't know why he keeps ulting Melee on, to be honest. There's some unfortunate things about Melee's Relic. I think that, for one, the cleanse should have been on each, like, whatever card you use, because that's how Valenti does it. Like, new Demon King, sorry, not Demon King, new Demonic Beast mats should make relics that reflect the current meta. And the PvE meta clearly, with Valenti's release, is if you're in the Demonic Beast and you do a card that has the effect of cleansing all allies, it should be any card, not just the AoE. Regardless, I think that the 25% attack related stat buff is cool and all, but it would have been more useful if instead he got buffs either from AoE or single target, and maybe those buffs would be separate. So maybe like if an ally does an AoE, he gets an attack related stat buff instead of the all stat buff. So it's a separate buff. So you can stack up to 10 buffs instead of 5 from his own passive. Like, that would have been a lot more impactful. So this is phase 3, and unfortunately, because Melee doesn't self-cleanse every single turn, I got great debuffed, and I lose here. And I was like, I'm not gonna play this again. Melee's not worth my time. Like, Demon King Melee right here, I would be able to kill the left wood and just win. But, and okay, so the reason why I lost actually is not because of Melee, to be fair. I didn't get a Liz card for several turns. Like, it's been like a couple of turns since the last time I've got a Liz card. I don't know if you've noticed, if you're paying attention to my cards. But it's been like several turns with no Liz card, and I kept getting no Liz card, so I just lost because of that. No healing, lost me the game. And Melee doesn't... If I had traded... Whatever, you get it.